Happy New Year, and it's time to do the Scottish Premiership team of the season so far here on Sky Sports. So we've got 11 players to pick from all 12 teams, but we're going to look at Chris Boyd's and we're going to look at Andy Walker's teams first to see what they put in their team. Because Chris Boyd, is there going to be a lot of Rangers influence, or is it just going to be fully 11 Celtic players? Andy Walker, I feel like, will more or less be all Celtic, but here we go. On the front screen with Bacchus, with Mavowski, we've got McGregor, with Shankland, and with Cholak. So we're going to look at the Chris Boyd's team. Celtic players dominate Boyd's 11. We have got Hart, Taylor, Fitzwater, Carter Vickers, Tavernier, Hatate, McGregor, O'Reilly, Shankland, Cholak, Kyogo. Right? I think the most notable, guy in there, something cracks me in the back. It is Tav. I don't think Tav belongs anywhere near the team of the season so far. He's so far off the pace. Everyone is more or less like not turned on him, but they're thinking like, why the fuck is this guy in the team? It should be Divine in the team because he's clear. It's clear as day that he's carrying something. He's definitely working through, playing through an injury, and it's sad to see. Like we've seen it against Dundee in the cup, the most notable game. Why wasn't he dropped? Why are we risking him against Dundee in the cup? He plays literally every minute. Right, I get it. He's the captain, but when you're injured and you've got a thing like that, why just give him time off? I know we had the World Cup off, but it's not like he's come back firing, and it clearly needs work. Whatever he's got wrong, he's got something up with him, right? Because this is not the player of last season. The guy, the Europa League top goal scorer, and now he looks like a fucking jobber. It's the truth. But that's Chris Boyd's 11, and we're going to take a wee look at Andy Walker's 11. His is Marshall, Taylor, Porteous, Carter Vickers, Juranovic, Bacchus, McGregor, O'Reilly, Nuble, Kyogo, and Mavowski for Aberdeen. Again, I don't think I've too much problems with his team. So we're going to dive straight into my team, which will be done right at the bottom. And what formation are we going to go? I feel like 4-3-3. I think 4-3-3 is the best formation to go, and we're going to go for the goalkeeping position. Now, I don't think there's been a standout goalie. It's not like you had Craig Gordon last year, but I know people are automatically going to say Joe Hart, but I think Joe Hart's shite. I think he's just saved by the fact that Celtic have so much possession and concede so many little chances, but we've seen in the Champions League, he was abysmal, he was shite, and, he's been at fault for a few goals in the Premiership as well. I don't rate Joe Hart one bit. Craig Gordon, of course, sadly has had that double leg break, but again, not the best this season for him. And Dundee United have switched about 100 goalies this season, and they've all been pretty shite too. And it's not going to be a Rangers goalie, I can guarantee you that. And it's funny, like they've gave you a goalie for each club, but you could stick in McLaughlin over McGregor if you truly wanted it. But if I was to pick a goalkeeper, and I'm going to have to pick a goalkeeper, it's actually going to be the same as Andy Walker. I'm going to go with David Marshall. I thought this guy was done over the hill. I thought the Euros was absolutely shite for him, but he's actually come into Hibs and he's actually been alright, and I truly believe that. And I think the easy option is just to give it to Joe Hart. You look where Celtic are at the table, you look at their clean sheets, but I don't think Joe Hart's that good, so I'm going to give it to Davy Marshall. Coming in at left back, I think there is truly only one option for the left back, and that is going to be Greg Taylor. Never really rated him. I thought like this guy's got no chance. You've Tierney, you've Robertson, you've Hickey, and it's like this guy has no chance. But yet again, he's proved us wrong. He's done pretty well this season. You can't dispute it. He's stepped up to the Champions League level. I know Celtic did get shown up, I guess, in a few games, but not due to him. I feel like Greg Taylor was definitely Celtic's best player, and actually maybe two of those Champions League games. So he comes in at left back. Centre back, I'm going to go with Cameron Carter Vickers. I think it is just that simple. The guy is really good. It's been a really good signing for Celtic, and you can't really dispute it. Captain America, that is him. But the other centre back spot is where I think you've got a bit of a problem. I honestly don't know who to give it to. No one stands out. It's not anyone from Rangers, right? It's really not anyone from Rangers. I'm looking at all these centre back options, and there's no one that actually stands out. Like, who can I think about that was actually playing centre back that I've seen and has done relatively well? I feel like Porteous is the only name I could be like, yeah, him. But again, he's all those mistakes in him. But I think I'm going to have to give it to Porteous, which is mad because I didn't think I'd have to be giving it to Porteous. But you know what? I'm going to give it to Porteous. Ryan Porteous comes in at centre back. So far, with two Hibs players and two Celtic players in the team, which I think's shocking. Right back, though, again, I can't give it to Tavernier. I can't. I don't even think Juranovic has been that good for Celtic. I don't. And I'm actually going to give it to Ralston. I feel like Ralston has outperformed Juranovic in the Scottish Premiership this season. That is my personal opinion. Of course, Juranovic has had the Croatia stuff, the World Cup semi-finalist stuff, and will be going for the big money. But I feel like Ralston has stepped up yet again this season. Into the midfield we go. And I am going to stick in... Who am I going to stick in? I'm going to stick in Rio Hatate. Rio Hatate, again, phenomenal. Truly phenomenal player for the amount of money that they signed him for. He can pick out a pass, his work rate's phenomenal, and he can score goals. You know, the guy does it all. I mean, you're centre midfield, and that is exactly what you want. And as for the other midfield position, I am going to go for the big man. Where is he? I'm going to go for Bacchus. This guy has been really good for St Mirren, really good for Australia in the World Cup. Again, and he will go on for big money, linked with a move to Rangers, and that is who I'm going to go with in here. And as for the other midfield spot, I'm going to go for Tillman. One of the few shining lights for Rangers. This guy is quality. They need to sign him up. Some of his goals, personally, I did think not the goal he scored against Motherwell, but I think the goal he scored against Motherwell early on in the season, it's great. It was a great run, right, and it was a really good goal, but there was an element of the Motherwell players that just didn't fucking want to tackle him, and it did kind of take away. It wasn't like, when you see Messi, I think it was that goal against Athletic Bilbao where he literally just sent them all. It was a great goal for Tillman, but, it was aided by shite Motherwell defending, in my opinion. But up front now, this is just going to be a mixture of strikers and wingers. But I'm going to go with Lawrence Shanklin. The guy is sitting with the most goals. I believe he is sitting with the most goals. But revelation for Hearts. Like, I know he's had a lot of penalties, but he does not miss them. And, that's crucial. And now we have to rank two other players. So if we look at the team so far, with two Hibs players, with four Celtic players, with one Hearts player, with one St Mirren and one Rangers. We're going to go to the left wing spot again. This doesn't particularly need to be a left winger. Maida, I don't know. I'm torn between picking like Furuhashi and Maida, because I think for as good as Celtic have been, they have missed so many chances. I know I don't really want to factor in Champions League, right? I don't, but they've squandered so many chances. I feel like they actually put them in a team of the season for, like a striking position. I can't really put people in who have actually missed that amount of chance, because it's a scary amount of chances that they've missed. Personally, I think it is. I think it's been fucking shocking. So I'm going to put in Antonio Cholak, because this guy does not miss. You give him the ball, again, I don't think his build-up and is particularly great, but when he gets a chance, he puts it in the back of the net. So I'm putting Antonio Cholak into this team. And the other player that I'm going to put in for the team of the season is none other than Bojan Mafowski. This guy's good. You know what? He's the reason why Aberdeen are so high up in the league. Albeit they've stuttered recently. Well, I say stuttered, 4 losses in a row. It's not. That's a complete catastrophe from an Aberdeen perspective. But there is the team. We're going with David Marshall, Taylor, Carter Vickers, Porteous, Ralston, Hatate, Tillman, Bacchus, Shankland, Mafowski, Antonio Cholak. Now, again, I could have put more Celtic players in. I could have, but I just feel like for the reason of they missed so many chances going forward. Of course, O'Reilly deserves a mention. Cal McGregor as well deserves a mention. But, do you want to take out McGregor over and put him in over Tillman? No, I think Tillman's had a better season than McGregor. McGregor has scored some crucial goals and all that stuff. And I feel like if in terms of up front, who would you say has impressed the most? Shankland has properly stepped up this year and actually got the goals that we thought he'd be getting in the previous couple of seasons. Cholak's come in and has took the number one spot up front for Rangers, albeit recently injured, and then Mafowski's come in and scored a shit ton of goals for Aberdeen. But anyway, guys, leave your thoughts down below. That'll do it for this video. And also leave your team of the season down below. But this is so far. What's it going to look like at the end of the season? I mean, half of these players, could be injured or could have a shiter or could be away in the form of Bacchus and co. But anyway, till next time, peace.